Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Public Affair. Before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give you guys a shout out for all the love and support that you guys continue to show me. As of the recording of this episode, we had the Waco Awards. I believe it was a week ago. I don't know, it was pretty fucked up. But I won Podcast of the Year for the second year in a row, and I'm so grateful to everybody that took the time to go out and vote for me. You guys truly mean the world to me, and it really made my night. Big shout out to Juliana Resendez, who actually presented me with the award. That meant a lot too, because I love that woman. I don't know what else happened that night. All I know is I was a drunk, slutty mess. But anyway, moving on. Before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to thank Allison, Mike, Corey, Rogue Media, everybody who's involved with this. Thank you guys so much for all you do behind the scenes. Truly appreciate it. I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by David Santabanez with Alinea Real Estate. He's the #1 sales agent in his office, to help you buy a home or sell your property. Follow him on Facebook at David with Alinea, or call the number on the screen for your real estate needs. My boy David is out there doing things. I can't wait to go look for my dream chateau with him. Everything was such an easy process with him. And I told him I need the house with the side piece door in the back.
There you
all
go.
right? Yes, and David's got me. David Santabanez, thank you so much for all you do for me in The Public Affair, bro. Ooh, of course, I call her the Cajun Queen, Anika Armstrong with Pee-wee's Crab Cakes of Texas. Oh, delicious, serving the most authentic Cajun cuisine with a wide selection of signature crab cakes, pastas, seafood, and more. My favorite, absolute favorite, is the Krabby Seafood Pasta. Substitute the penne pasta with fettuccine pasta. Thank me later, you'll be sliding in DMs. Located at 108 Jim Drive in Hewitt, or order online at orderpeeweescrabcakesoftexas.com. To my girl, Anika Armstrong, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Oh, catch her on DoorDash as well. She'll DoorDash right to your house. I love it, love it, love it. Of course, the Nancy Posini with Parkway National Insurance. She provides insurance for all commercial trucks and tractor trailers, and also for all contractors, along with home and auto insurance. Call the number on the screen for all insurance inquiries. Habla español y inglés, los dos. Nancy Posini, thank you so much. All my contractor friends got to hit her up, all right? Get your jobs insured so that way these people can stop talking shit in my inbox. Nancy Pozzini, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Arturo's Frame with Arturo and Eva de la Cruz. They do wood framing for houses and all remodeling. They'll even assist you with building a brand new home, chateau, whatever you want. Habla inglés, español. Call the number on the screen for a free in-town consultation, or follow on Facebook at Arturo's Frame. Arturo, Eva, thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Elite Barbershop with my boy Sid Rodriguez, located on Hewitt Drive. You can call the number on the screen to book or download the Squire app, and walk-ins are welcome as well. You got all the snacks over there working, making you look super snackish. Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, Santos Cordova, David Rodriguez, Isaac Chavez, Clint Fletcher, and Isai. Thank you guys so much. All Elite Barbers, walk-ins are welcome as well. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to Jimenez Bakery with Enrique Jimenez, a local bakery specializing in a wide selection of fresh and affordable pan dulces. Oh, and the weather's getting cold. It's perfect with some coffee on the side or some hot tea. Love it. Also, the best tres leches cake you'll ever let melt down your throat. The mocha tres leches is absolutely for me. I'm a whore for it. You can also get a cup of fresh elote for a different type of craving, darling. Locations at 1915 Dutton and Waco, and 302 West Elm Street in Hillsboro. To my boy Enrique, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. I truly, truly appreciate it. All right, guys. So like I said, I get,
hey, it was a lot. I like it.
It's a little bit of a lot. You know,
I like it.
I'm like a machine gun, though. I don't stop. I'm
well,
like
one more hand to those sponsors.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because with them, I'm nothing. All right.
Correct,
they help
correct.
tremendously. All of them. It means the world to me. So as you guys can hear by my voice, I've got a BBC in the room. And well, that's his name on social media. And so I was a little bit scared, and he wore the gray sweatpants too. So I knew that I was supposed to wear these slutty shorts. As of the recording of this episode, it's only 30 degrees outside. And, you know, we don't know how to act when it's 30 degrees outside.
Yeah,
He's a self-made millionaire, a photographer, content creator, rapper, BBC holder, and more. I'm so excited. So welcome Warren Mckamey, a.k.a. ATM Man Man, here
Hey,
on
thank you for
The
having me.
Public
Thank you for
Affair.
having me.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for having
Well,
me.
I don't know if I should be nervous or if I should be excited.
You know,
or...
I'm the one nervous right now.
Are you really?
No,
I'm not gonna.
I'm never nervous. And plus, we have this liquid courage, you know.
We do have this liquid courage, so whatever happens after this episode, that's for the extra content.
Can we shout out the...
Yes, get the wine bottle. Okay, this is called Decoy. Decoy, what is that? A Sovereign? What is that? Let me see. Yes, a Cabernet, darling. And you know who got me that bottle of Decoy? Was my OnlyFans model that I just had on the show. Shout out to Caesar Abraham. And so I knew I was saving this for a special occasion. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Warren, I've never had the BBC before, so I'm a little bit scared. Okay? I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. They told me once I go black, I never go back. So I've been scared.
It is so true. It is so true.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, most
But
certainly.
is it also true what they say? The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Most certainly. That juice is so sweet.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm pretty tasty myself. All right, I have to say, I get compliments all the time. But when I saw BBC in the name on social media, I was like, is that like his initials, or is that what we're doing here? Because you wore the gray sweat. I know you wore the gray sweatpants on purpose. I know you did.
Did.
Okay, and it's
trying
okay
to get me some
did.
followers,
Well, can I have some of your followers? Listen, I love my 2,000, my 4,000 followers. But when I went on your social media and saw something 100,000 something, I was like, oh fuck. All right, here we go. No, listen, I'm really grateful that you're here on the show. We met last week, actually.
We did.
We probably met beforehand, but I don't remember.
You know what's funny, man?
Tell me, please.
I haven't known you for 2 weeks, but I feel like I've known you forever.
Well, yeah.
Because your energy's so welcoming.
Thank you. And thank you for saying that. What you see is what you get. That
Yeah.
slutty drunk mess that was at the Waco Awards, that is me all day, and they know what's up.
When you walked in, man, you were already sloppy. You were pre-gaming, right? You were pre-gaming.
Absolutely. That's
you were
an understatement.
You come in here. Well, I don't know if I'm going to win. What happens if I don't win? And everybody just loved you. They're like, who is this guy? But everybody loved you.
But they knew who I was at the end of the night, right?
Yeah,
when I went out there and made that
did.
drunk acceptance speech. I was, bro.
So were you shocked when you won?
Absolutely 100%. Ask anybody, bro. I did not think I was going to win because, and I'll say, and I've been very open about this real quick, and then I really want to make this episode about you.
Okay.
The basis of the Waco Awards is to ask your peers to vote for you.
Correct.
Which in hindsight, with no disrespect, you don't have to do anything all year, and then you could still win depending if you know enough people to vote for you.
Correct.
So last year I didn't ask anybody to vote for me. I wanted to do the same thing this year.
Correct.
And everybody still nominated me. Everybody still voted for me, which means people are fucking with the public affair.
Correct.
So I think that's why when I won, I got so emotional because I was like, oh, I'm winning this justly. Number one.
Correct.
And number two, people really are like, no, he deserves this because he's been consistent, because he's this and that. And so it means a lot to me.
Correct.
It really does mean a lot to me. So I absolutely was shocked. That's part of the reason why I got drunk beforehand too, because I was like, if I lose, you know what I mean? Then what the fuck difference does it make? I'll still be lit, right? No, but yeah, you were the photographer there that night.
Correct.
Do they reach out? Listen, you seem like you're busy and all over the place. Do they just reach out? Do you just have connections?
I'm very connected in the Texas area. Honestly, man, me and A. Ray, we go back maybe 2 decades, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And as he was planning the event and everything, he says, "Hey, I have a question." Hey Ray, whatever you need, I got you, man. So that's it.
That's so great that you still are able to do. Some people, they get they get in their own way.
Correct.
And they become as big icons as you guys.
Well,
do
what I think. I've always been taught, man. Pride comes before your downfall. You have to remain humble.
Absolutely.
I
agree with
you're only where you're at because of the people that support you.
Yes.
If you shit on them, man, God can take all that away.
That's
so I
true.
try to remain humble as possible.
That's so true. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about that actually, and they wanted to they had found out some people were actually hating on the public affair, and I never pay attention to that.
Correct.
And they were going to make a live in defense of me, and I said I really don't want you to do that.
Correct.
Because then it's just shedding light to those people that are quote unquote hating. So when I do get nominated for accolades and this and that, I'm not going to go, oh, shout out to the haters. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like I'm going to just shout out to all the. I call them I call my fan base the side pieces. They don't know that, but they know it now.
Well, there's 2 things that's good about that, man.
Yeah.
They say if they're not hating, you're not doing something right. And then they say even bad pub is good pub.
Well,
that means somebody's talking about you.
Absolutely. And you know what, man? At the end of the day, I'm just not really focused on that. I just really stay focused on this show.
Correct.
While I had won the award, I still had a recording 2 days later. You know what I mean? And I still had an episode coming out in 5 hours. So
correct.
I got home at 1 a.m. It was like, God damn it, I got to set the alarm for 5.
The work don't stop,
the
right?
work doesn't stop. You know what I mean? So anyway, listen, enough about me. I'm so happy that you're here. Can we get to know a little bit about you, Warren? Where are you from? Life growing up for you and stuff like that, please.
Okay, man. We can get as deep as you want to, or we can just barely skim on it.
Well, I don't know how deep I'm. Yeah.
Okay.
It depends.
Okay. Where am I from? I'm originally from Waco, Texas. I'm a Hillcrest baby. Man, I went through all the schools here, man. I'll tell you what, I was a troubled child when I was growing up.
Really?
So I was in and out of alternative schools, man. South Waco Elementary, Stevens Chavez. Middle school, Lake Air Middle School. I then went to Conley. After graduating from Conley, I took a scholarship offer. I ran track.
Yeah.
I went to Kansas. After Kansas, they had one of their worst snowstorms in history.
For sure,
Me and
for
my
sure.
friend Jake, we were roommates. I'm like, fuck this shit, man. We got to get back home. We're not used to snow.
Yes.
Then after staying here about a year, when we got back, I'm like, man, this isn't it for me.
Okay.
I was hanging with the wrong crowd. I said,
Right.
fuck it. I'm going to go to the Air Force.
Oh.
From the Air Force, I moved to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
After getting out, I said, man, let's move back to Texas. You know, Houston's the biggest city in Texas. Jobs will be plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Houston. Little did I know that traffic is a bitch, right?
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Everybody want to move to the big city, and so it's time to fucking drive here when tolls and shit. Yeah.
So from there, I moved to Dallas, and I've been there ever since.
Okay.
But still have family in Waco and a lot of clientele here, so I'm always back and forth.
Right.
A little bit about my upbringing, man. We come from very, very humble beginnings.
I could tell.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was like 3 generations living with my grandma, man, in South Waco.
Wow.
Man, it's my mom, 2 of her sisters, my uncle, you know, and all the kids. You know, we didn't know we didn't have much money because there was a lot of love.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, we would eat syrup sandwiches, man.
I've never heard of syrup sandwiches until I moved to fucking Texas.
Yeah,
I was like, what is syrup sandwiches?
But to us, man, it was like, this is a delicacy. This is good.
Well,
this
I want to
tastes
try
good.
it because it does kind of sound good.
I'll tell you what, I tried it since I got older. That shit
It's
is
not
trash
like,
now.
no, but when I go to your mansion, can I eat a syrup sandwich in your airplane hanger, please?
You can eat whatever you want to.
Okay.
But you know what? My kids are different. They didn't really come from humble beginnings. So, like,
they don't know
I try to give them, like, the Vienna sausages. Dad, these stink.
Oh, listen. You shut your ass up and eat, okay?
So it's funny, man. Like, we would, like, pick pecans, man, take them to Chapman's for money, you know?
Okay.
So we come from very humble beginnings.
Right.
That's why I still now, man, I've done very well for myself.
Yes.
But I can't forget my roots. You know, I hate it when people are laughing at people, man. Look at him, dusty shoes. Look at this. That could be you in a second. God could take everything away.
Yes.
You know, so I'm like,
they don't realize how hard we work. I mean, I'm not a millionaire and I don't have an airplane hanger, but they think that
next year you got it. 2023 you got
it.
it.
Okay, as long as my daddy buys it for me. But no, what I'm saying is, like, I think people look at, like, well, somebody like you who's made a prominent name for himself, or even somebody like me who is coming up with the podcast. They think that we've always just had it together.
No.
Like, same. Like, we did not have no fucking money or nothing. So
Fuck no.
You know?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, like, the people that don't know me, that didn't grow up with me,
Yes.
they probably think, well, because I talk proper, you know.
I heard your business call outside. I was like,
it's real proper, but man, I really come from this, you know, that's what I'm around.
Yeah.
So people who don't know me are like, man, he talks like a white boy. And I hate when they say that because you can be an educated black male and speak with intelligence, and you don't have to disassociate with your race.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know, so when you talk with intelligence, they always say, oh, he's trying to be white. He's trying to be this.
Okay. Well, no, you're just educated.
Just very educated,
Yeah, for
man.
sure. 5 degrees.
Yeah, I have 5 degrees.
Ooh.
Like, the thing is, man, I probably know more street stuff than the hardest dude out there that doesn't speak with intellect.
For sure.
But this is how I carry myself, you know? So they're like, man, he's come from a silver spoon. I'll tell you what, man, I moved out from my mom and dad. I was like 14 years old.
Oh, really?
Man. Yeah.
Where the hell did you go at 14?
Well, I started living with friends.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Just
so throughout
bouncing
high school, I was living with friends. Shout out to TJ and Jake, their parents. I still see their moms as like, nobody can replace my mother. I take care of my mom now.
For sure.
But they played a prominent part of my life as well. So yeah, before even high school, I'm not even staying with my parents anymore. But, you know, some people don't know that, like, oh, he had it made.
Right.
No shit. I know the value of the dollar. I had to lie on my first job application to get a job. I'm like fucking 13, 14 working at Riverbend Ballpark because I lied on my application.
Did you tell them that you were 17?
Yeah, I told them I was a little older,
yeah.
Because I wanted to make money, you know.
But why did you leave? I mean, you said you were troubled and stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you this. In hindsight, is now 2020. And now I'm raising my kids, so I understand.
Right.
You know, my dad was like, well, if you don't want to follow my rules, you can get out.
Yes.
You know, at this point in time, I was already making a little money. You know, I had bought all my school stuff. So I'm like, I don't need you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave.
I
can make this
$200 check, bitch. Like, I got this.
Yeah, I can get them on the top of the world, but I'm like,
world of shit,
and that shit wasn't anything, you know? So I'm like, you know, I'll just leave.
Okay.
You know, and I'll be honest, if it wasn't for my friends during high school, if it wasn't for their mothers, I would have been asked out. You know, wow, $200 can't do shit for you. You know, let's be honest.
For
sure,
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, so like I was already walking to school. Like I did dual credit courses, so I would walk to school, walk to TSCC, walk back to track practice, then walk home. I'm like, I'm not getting picked up. I'm buying my stuff. I felt like I was an adult.
Okay.
I thought I had everything figured out, but I really
You really
didn't.
didn't.
But
Yeah, okay.
that what made me. But I'll tell you what, it helped me grow up. Now I understand
sure.
the value of $1 because I had to save. This $30 may last me a month.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know. So
yeah.
a lot of my friends tell me, man, they're like, man. What do they say? I act like the dad on Everybody Hates Chris, you know, because I'm real tight with the money. Like, you have so much money, but you just don't blow it. But it's a reason for that.
For sure.
You know?
Do you find it frustrating when people really associate you with somebody who, because they see you now and we see on social media, although you're not flaunting it,
Correct.
I noticed them windows are pretty long. And my windows ain't that long.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And the tree doesn't even meet the ceiling.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So do you think that a lot of people, like, does it aggravate you when people say, who don't know your backstory, say, you know, oh, he just had everything handled. It must be nice, is what I'm saying.
Well, at times it does, and sometimes you feel like, oh, let me prove that, hey, I didn't come from this. But now I understand. Let the haters talk.
That's it.
You know, let them talk.
The
You know,
haters be in my DMs.
that's it. That's
trying
it.
to get in these DMs.
Man, I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard it all, man.
Yes,
it
for
used
sure.
to be frustrating. You know, when I was younger, it was like when they was like, man, this boy don't know shit about the streets. I almost felt like, well, let me prove that I am.
Okay.
And that's a foolish way of thinking. You know, once you graduate from that, you don't go back to that.
I see.
You know, but at times it used to be.
Okay.
But now, no. But a lot of people,
Right.
they tell me this, you know, it's motivation. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
I saw man, I used to live out of my car at one point in time.
Really?
A blue Crown Vic. You know, people know this.
Yeah.
With the big ass 20s with the fat tires. My friends remember that.
Were you at Kobe's?
Was I where?
Were you at Kobe's in South Waco?
No.
With your blue card? No. Now it's Ali's Drive-In? Okay.
No.
Cashing your
But
checks?
yeah, I had like 2 bins full of my clothes.
Yes.
You know, go to a friend's house to shower or something like that. So I know about being on rock bottom.
For sure.
And that's why, like, when people come with the sob stories and, man, can you give me a handout? No, because I know what I had to do to bust my ass to get to where I'm at.
Nobody gave you a handout.
Correct.
Sure, I feel
so
you.
I know, but when I see people, they're wasting their time, they're not being productive, I'm like, man, you wouldn't be in this predicament if you got off your ass and you did
And
this.
did something.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. You know, somebody asked me, it's so cute because, you know, I was on the radio for a long time. No, not. And so they called me and they said, you know, can you get me a job at La Ley? And I was telling them, I was like, well, no, because number one, I don't work there. Number two, no.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, like you're cute. Like he's like, I really want to be like on camera and stuff like that. I was like, you should go take up some acting classes and stuff like that. He's like, well, can you get me an acting gig? I was like, so you're missing the point of the conversation.
Correct.
I can't get you shit.
Correct.
No matter what my status is. I can't get you anything.
Yeah.
You have to go get it yourself.
I hear that sometimes as well. It's like, man, bro, put me on. The thing is, I can't put you on.
Yeah.
Even if I got you this job,
Right.
your work ethic, your criteria, I mean, your work history, everything has to qualify you for that position, you know? I can recommend you.
Right.
However, you don't meet the prerequisites and all that, I can't do anything
What you want
for
me to
you.
do for you?
That's why while you're sitting, while you have all this free time, man, work on bettering yourself.
For
Get
sure.
the education, get the training, network, you know? That way when the opportunity comes to your door, you're ready to take it.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Now, you know what, Warren? Some of my viewers are probably like, okay, well, what does this guy do, Andrew? Because you keep saying he's a millionaire. You keep saying he's got the airplane in his hangar, which, by the way, if you haven't had sex in your airplane hangar yet, I'll be the first one to do so, please. All right? I will have airplane hangar sex in your airplane hangar. I will. I don't care. I'll bring one of my construction worker side pieces if you don't mind.
And do what you have to do.
Turn your cameras off now unless you want to see a show. You might learn a thing or two.
I'm going to put it on Pornhub. I'm going to profit off of it, you know?
All right, well, just make sure I get at least 10%.
There you
okay?
go. There you go.
No, but so Warren, well, before I ask you what you do, what did you do that kind of kickstarted your life? Because you know, when I was intro to you, obviously we met at the awards, and I knew you as the photographer.
Correct.
But somebody was like, "You don't know who that is," and I was like, "No, who is that?" You know, I met Supreme Dreams, and I think he's great. You know? He's so funny.
He's dope.
Love
He's
for him to
very
come on the
dope.
show. But you know, they were like, "You don't know ATM Man Man," and I was like, "No," and he was giving me the whole fucking lowdown. So what was it that kickstarted everything for you?
I think what kickstarted everything, I'll be honest. I think going to the Air Force is what matured me. You know, when I went in there, I thought I knew everything.
Right.
But, you know, in there, it's a chain of command.
Right.
So even if I think I'm big, bad, I know all this, I have to listen to that master sergeant. I have to listen to that tech sergeant, or I'm getting the LOR. You know what I mean? So I think that really helped me because it moved me away from everybody I know. I'm going to places I've never seen.
Right.
So I have to mature very quickly. You know, I'm going over, Afghanistan and all these things. I have to mature.
Right.
So once I matured as an individual, I no longer thought as a guy who was just roaming the streets. It was then what kickstarted my first lucrative, I guess, position. I took a management position with Geico. Okay. And just to give you a, just so you know how competitive it is, they said less than 1% of the applicants get that position, you know? So once I got that, I started learning corporate America.
Oh, I see.
From there, man, I'm like, man, I'm making these people so much money. Why can't I do this for myself?
Okay.
You know, but I'll tell you what, even through my time in the Air Force, that's when I started getting my degrees and everything. Because if the military is going to pay for it, I'm going to take advantage of it. Okay. You know, so then I'm with Geico. From there, I'm offered a better position with a company called Empower. Yeah. And from Empower, I went to a company called CSI. But still, what I learned with all these corporate positions was, man, I'm doing all this work
for somebody,
and I'm making them so much money. Yeah. So let me get into the world of ownership myself. Yeah, yeah. So this just fell into my lap, man. There was a guy named Omar was his name. Yeah. Middle Eastern guy. He owned all the Eagle Postals in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So he had just landed a gig with Uber. It was a $2 million contract. He would do all the signature or Uber Blacks, the luxury vehicles. Yeah. So he's like, man, I don't want this anymore because I won't have the time for it. So I'll tell you what I did. I took a SBA loan, and this is something people should look into. With an SBA loan, you only have to put down 10% of the entire purchase price of a business. Oh. So if I want to buy $1 million business, I only have to put down $100,000. Oh, okay. You know, so I bought his business. And I stayed in it maybe 2 years. We were the largest shipper for DHL, UPS in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I sell those and I make a big chunk of money. Oh, so that really kickstarted me. Yeah, yeah. And from now that I have more liquid assets, more liquid money, I started investing in other things, other small businesses. And I'll tell you what, I like to invest in businesses that have tenure because I can look back on their financial history. Let me see what your business did for the last 3 years. If it shows that business has been growing, it may be a safe investment. But I'll tell you, with startups, I stay away from because I say like 75% of startups fail in the first 3 years.
Well, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I do. I invest into the small businesses. I also day trade, man. Like you can make like $3,000 in the matter. And I showed them a video. Like I made $3,000 in like 3 minutes.
What is day trading? I know what trades in the day are.
It's stock trading. It's trading stocks.
Oh, okay.
And again, this takes tons of research. You have to, what are these businesses doing? So when I'm on my phone, I'm usually just reading something. I'm reading something. Okay. So I see if this business has just been bought out. They just landed a good government contract. The chances are that next day people are going to jump into those stocks. Yes. So what I'll do is the stock market opens up at 8:30. I'll probably put $20,000 in this stock. And I'll tell you what, within the first like 20 minutes of the stock market opening, it gets very volatile. Oh, wow. But it always hits a peak. And you can set yourself and I'm getting so deep in this, man, because I love what I do.
Yeah, somebody's going to take something. I'm just like, I'm ready to ask the slutty questions. But
and we're going to get into that. There's something that's called a trailing stop loss. Yeah, go ahead. Which does this. I set mine for 10 cents. And this is what it does. It follows that stock price. So as it goes up, it's trailing that thing by 10 cents. So it helps me reduce my risk of loss. Wow. So if that thing turns around 10 cents, it's going to automatically sell. It preserves my profit with eliminating that risk. So that's what I like to do. I like to jump in those, and that's really, really fast money. Like people think like selling drugs and doing all this street shit is fast money.
It's not, no.
That's really fast money. Okay. Like it was this one thing, man. Like if I had just like invested $20,000 into it, I would have made like $2 million, Wow, okay. So it's little shit like that, bro. Like
I never think about things like that.
Yeah. It's so many people don't jump into it.
Well,
yeah, but man, it's very lucrative.
I just don't feel like I have the knowledge, Warren. I just want to be somebody's sugar baby. I just want some old man.
Man, with those legs, you could be somebody's sugar baby.
What are you talking about? Hello, I could be somebody's sugar baby, and then when they peace out, I can take all his money, and then I can go buy my own airplane.
Like what's her name? Anna Nicole.
Anna Nicole
That's what she did, right?
She deserved every penny.
Why you say that?
Would you blow him and not get $20 million?
I'm not a blower. I don't do
I'm
that.
a blower.
But if it was an old lady there, I would eat that coochie for
bro,
$20 million.
One blowjob, $20 million. Did you see that fucking guy? Did you see that guy?
So she deserves it. Is what you're saying?
Every fucking penny.
Okay,
I
okay,
blew a guy that was in his 60s one time, and I
What happened?
He looked younger. He works out, and I was like, oh hell no, where's my $20 million? All right, fuck that. She deserved every penny.
Let me ask you. So they have blue chews. You have blue chews on?
Oh yeah, I don't know. All I know is that he works out. He told me afterwards how old he was, and
so
I was
you didn't know he was 60.
I didn't know he was no 60. He was on Grindr, and I didn't ask. I was just like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? He was cute, and he worked out, and he was like, "I am 65," and I was like, "65?
Wow,
bitch!" Like I feel like I was molested. Like, what do you mean 65? Are you serious? Like, but they look young these days. You gotta be careful.
Well, everybody does.
They do.
Well, you know what it is. He probably hit you with a filter.
No,
the
because
CAIO.
it's the same filter when he came to the house. Because when he came to the house, bro,
he looked young.
He looked young. He would look like vibrant. You know what I mean?
What
I was
the
like,
fuck?
Yeah, and the piece was working.
You know what it is? People use retinol and What is the other thing they do nowadays?
Not Viagra.
No. wait, they use that too. Too.
Listen, I don't want
but
my dad to know
it's
that
so much fillers. You know, people look so young
Botox.
now. Botox fillers.
You know what?
Yeah.
Stay tuned. But anyway, stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. Listen, Warren, we got to take a little break. Of course, I want to get more into your successes, your content creating, the music, everything about you. I want to get to the self-made millionaire. I'm so intrigued. And you said that you're in a slutty period in your time in your life right now.
I'm in a very slutty
period. And that's what I want to get into. But you guys are going to take a quick break. We're going to get some more decoy, and we're going to learn more about Warren Mckamey, aka ATM Man Man, which I have to know where that name came from, and more. And we're going to see if he has sex in his airplane hangar, as much as I hope he does. And the BBC might come out. Stay tuned here on The Public Affair. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this really, really great, fun, salacious, and slutty episode of The Public Affair with Mr. BBC. Before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by Waco Made Granite by my boy Jay Perez and his boy Henry Flores. My boy too. They offer amazing granite quartz countertops, backsplashes, and so much more. I know you got the $1 million chateau, but if you ever need any of that stuff, super affordable, super reliable, perfect. Please hit them up with the number on the screen. Perfect for rentals, flipping homes, or if you just need something new and fresh, especially in that mansion. Also, if you mention this ad, you get the special Public Affair pricing for only $37 a square foot for level 1 material.
Okay.
Don't play with me, all right? Call the number on the screen for a consultation. Follow on Facebook at Waco Made LLC. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Waco Made Granite, thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Julian and Ana Banda with Banda's Hauling Service. They run dump trailers. You fill it up, they haul it away. They also do junk removals and tree brush removals and haul cars in and out of town. You need a tow, you hit up Banda's Hauling Service. They'll go to your location over there. He's not scared. He'll drive anywhere. He drove to Austin the other day.
Oh, wow.
Came back with the car from Austin, picked up my couch. It was amazing.
He'll pick up and haul anything.
Oh, he don't care. He's coming right to you. Super affordable as well. Book now with the number on the screen, the Banda's Hauling Service. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to embrace fitness with the queens, Lisette Luna and Amanda Switzer. They teach group fitness classes that are fun and dynamic, darling, to specialize in total body workouts by Escalate and by Jackie, and Zumba step classes are Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. You can also contact them to rent the building out for parties and small events. Lisette Luna and Amanda Switzer, their classes are super, super convenient. I want to hear no excuses. Don't give me none of that bullshit, all right? Embrace fitness. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Oh my goodness. He said I get nervous when I said his name, and I kind of do. Gilbert Maldonado with Maldonado Construction. You can call him for all concrete work, such as foundations, driveways, patios, and sidewalks, retaining walls, and so much more. Follow him on Facebook at Maldonado Construction and Landscaping. Gilbert Maldonado does absolutely everything. He does it all. Hit him up with the number on the screen for a consultation. To Maldonado Construction, thank you guys so much. Or thank you, bro, so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And, of course, to Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez, located at 3304 Franklin Avenue. They offer team, small group, and individual skills training. They also have elite skills training to make your kid a superb star athlete. They are being trained by absolute professionals. Open plays on Mondays and Wednesdays for ages 16 and older at 8:30. Morrow, he's a little silly buns. He be hosting that. He's silly buns because he's short and ferocious. All right, follow on Facebook at Soko Soccer Academy, on Instagram at Soko Soccer 254. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. All right, guys, my special guest is here. He's been waiting. He actually said he wants to jump right back into being slutty with me. I said, absolutely. You got the gray sweatpants and the BBC. ATM Man Man is here on The Public Affair. What were you just so anxious to just
I wanted to talk about Because did we start talking about that off air? Because what I wanted to talk about was you and this 65-year-old.
I will say this. His piece was not 65. His piece was every bit of 31 like I am.
So his old ass tore you up is what you're saying?
Listen, yes. And I haven't seen him since because that's usually what happens.
He hit it and quit it.
That's how they treat me now, and I've subjected myself.
Does he know what you won just a week ago?
No, we don't get into that. Only very few times have I been on Grindr and they come to the house and be like, "So I know who you are."
Wow,
they do. That's happened like a handful of times, and it's kind of scary. I'm not gonna.
Is it really?
Well, because I don't want them to expose me. I'm gonna start making them sign NDAs and shit. You can't talk about that.
Well, you know what? You just asked me, am I in a slutty part of my life? You are too. It sounds like.
Oh, I've been in a slutty part of my life for over 10 years.
Okay. So this is you.
Yeah, these niggas ain't shit.
Yeah.
All they do is use us and take me for my money. And I said, you know what? I've subjected myself to side piece.
Yeah.
I'm the fun uncle to my beautiful nephew.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So you're a professional side piece is what
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what? I'm a loyal side piece too, though, bro.
Yeah.
Because these side pieces, they don't know how to do it now. They want to call their fucking the man now on social media and shit. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Keep that shit. Why is she Hello? Why is she calling my phone? I told you not to give her my number, right?
Yeah.
I'm not picking up.
Oh, she want to come to you as a woman.
Yeah, no. I don't want.
You don't want the drama. You don't want the drama.
I have nothing to talk about to you. I don't owe loyalty to your relationship. That's between you and him. Do not come at me with that shit.
No. So if they do, what would you do?
Hey, girl. No, but you want to know what I would do? Deny it.
Yeah. So you've never been charged up ever in your life?
No, because I don't get involved with all that. I really am a loyal side piece. I really am.
No, man, you see, I'm the same way. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. Like since I've been out in these streets, man, I've learned these women are shady as hell. They'll have a man and all this other shit. I'm like, man, that's between you and him.
Okay.
If he comes try to, you know what I'm saying, come to me as a man. Hey man, I don't know nothing about nothing.
Why are you coming to me?
Yeah.
Why are you not over there punching that bitch in her face?
I'm gonna keep it playing. You don't even got to punch her. I'm like, shit, I don't know shit about shit.
Bro, we teammates.
That's it. That's my cousin. That's my cousin, if anything.
No, let me tell you something. I've never been in a situation where anybody's asked me.
Yeah.
Like, no, you know what I mean? Because it's not even, I'm just in this for the fun.
Yeah.
And I was telling this person that we experimented the other day. Yeah. I told them, I said, we're just friends. You wanted to try it. Mm-hmm. That's what we did. I don't feel no type of way about it. I hope that we're still going to be friends.
That's dope.
That's it.
But sometimes, man, doing that will fuck up the friendship. You know that, right?
That's them.
Man, because I had women like, man, we can just fuck around.
Yeah.
I won't catch any feelings.
Yeah.
2 weeks into it.
Oh, yeah. She wants to marry her.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
So is that
you can fuck everybody else, but you want a relationship with me.
So is that what's going on down there, though?
Yeah.
Your pipe's doing all that?
Yeah, it's doing
if you want to show it to the camera, I would not oppose. Like I said, I've never been, I've had some people ask me if I've ever had the BBC, and I have to tell you, no.
So are you saying just in general, you've never had a black man? Or
I've never had a black man. I have to tell you this. And listen, I'm not attracted.
Yeah.
Like, I like Latino.
Yeah.
Like just chunky.
Yeah.
Don't speak English.
Everybody has their type.
They have a type.
For a while there, I was only dating they like, Warren, you have a type because it will be the small, petite, Latina, yellow bone woman.
There you go. Yeah.
But since I got out there, man, I love all flavors.
That's
now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now, there's a few black people that, very few. None of them are gay. You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, if you wanted to, we could probably do
you
this.
would do it. Yeah,
you know
that's
what
crazy.
I mean? But I just never looked like at a black guy and been I want that. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? Like, you have a lot of straight men that are so afraid to speak to a homosexual male because they think, man, I'd be like, bro, he don't even fucking want you. You know what I'm saying? Like be secure with yourself.
Don't even fucking get me started on that conversation. Please don't.
I want get started with that shit.
These niggas be like really fucking hyping themselves up. If you don't take several seats, bitch.
I'm like, bro, you can barely get a girl.
Get a bitch. You can't get. Well, I am pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't take a lot. But all I'm saying is you need to take a toilet seat because I charge bitches like you extra for shit. But okay, so don't even go there with me. But I did struggle with that actually a lot in the beginning. The majority of my friends are heterosexual males, and I will say with my close friends, we've never done anything like that. We don't do stuff like that. With these other guys, you know what I mean? But they've had to learn to, not that they've had to, but they've learned to just accept me for who I am. Like, okay, Andrew's just regular.
Yeah, correct.
Like my best friend, bro, is like a very conserved straight guy.
He
has the wife and the son. I love them all. And his friends watch the show or will see the show and be like, you hang out with that guy? You know what I mean?
Man, sometimes they say opposites attract.
Well, that's my best friend.
Yeah.
But-
So do you think that's true?
Absolutely.
He's conservative. You're kind of.
But 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, I should say, it was the opposite. I wasn't partying. I was, whatever. And he, was doing his thing. And he was all about the party. When we were teenagers, when we were 15, 16 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now that we're in our 30s, he's the family man, the husband, the father. And I'm like, bro, what's up? He watches the show. He's like, wow. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
But at the end of the day, I'm just doing me.
Yeah,
I'm just
as
over here
you
doing me.
should. As
Yes.
you should.
And, if the 65-year-old man wants to hit this again, we can. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I'm at in my life too. Like I'm just doing me. Like I was tied down for 12 years.
What happened? Tell me.
Man, that's some stuff I can't talk about.
Okay, you can't talk about that, but how about in a nutshell? So 12 years, you guys are together.
Grew apart.
You just grew apart.
That's what I say. We grew apart. Yeah.
Do you miss it?
With the person, no.
Okay.
But the concept
Yes.
of marriage,
Like the married.
I think marriage can be a beautiful thing with the right person.
Okay.
Coming home to that one loving person, I think
Right.
that could be dope.
For sure.
But being in the streets too, it has its benefits as well. Like a chick texted me the other day. She's like, man, she probably texted me like 20 times.
God damn, bitch.
Yeah, I didn't reply.
Yeah.
And she's like, punching emojis. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you got to understand I'm single. I'm not tied down.
Yeah.
I'm not obligated to hit you back.
Right.
Well, in a marriage, you're almost obligated.
Oh, I see.
have to check in.
You have to
There's
check
certain
in.
you have to
Okay.
answer to a person. Now I ain't got to answer to nobody.
Was it hard for you to disassociate with that though? Like when the divorce happened and now you can go back to being side piece, or?
No, it was pretty easy.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay, so we're around the same. I'm 31. I have a cousin that's right before 40. He's probably like 37. He was in a relationship or married, for that matter, with this woman since I was a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Now they're not together. And I said, bro, this is the prime of your life.
Yeah.
You need to go out there and just soil your royal oats.
But some people don't know how because the dating scene has changed.
Yes. Oh,
It's way different.
I hate it.
You don't like it?
I fucking
But it
hate
sounds like it's
dating.
easy on you. You're going on
No.
Grindr, boom, 65-year-old, you come here.
Do you want to fuck? I'm all to the point.
You're straight to the point.
I don't like learning anybody. I don't want to get to know you.
Nowadays, you don't have to learn anybody.
I don't want to though. And we can make this a regular thing. Just hit me up when you're down, and I can leave for my lunch break. And
Well, women are like that too.
really,
I swear.
Okay.
They're straight to the point. Man,
Yeah.
I just want to fuck. That's all
That's
I want
it.
to do. And some of them, I'll be honest, they're tired of their guy at home. They want excitement.
Yeah.
This has got boring. Let me do a side thing to
That's it.
spice up my
To
life.
Spice up your life. Okay.
But there's no other connections. But I will tell you this. Even though they say we won't have feelings, it's still, why are you messaging her? Why are you commenting on this?
But you know what, bro? In all honesty, like no matter how much you have sex with somebody, I think eventually
You get feelings.
Feelings do kind of come into play. That's why you have to have them few and far between. So my side piece only hits me up every few weeks. And we just got reconnected after 2 years.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
Oh,
beautiful.
y'all took a break.
We took a break because
Were y'all getting feelings? Keep it
Listen,
real. Keep it real with me.
No. Listen, I've known this person since we were 18 years old, and we
Yeah.
didn't start messing around
Yeah.
until our mid-20s. And because they told me, hey, I just kind of like doing this on the low.
Yeah.
They're straight because they're straight.
Yeah.
And then they ended up doing the whole wife and child thing or whatever, and that didn't work out. And,
Yeah.
and we just got reconnected, and I was like, hey, are you still down like to do what we used to do, or that's not a thing anymore? And he was like, well, I'm single now. I was like, bet. I mean, I don't give a fuck if you're single. I just
You know what that sound like? Have you ever seen the movie Moonlight, I think is what it's called?
Yes.
It wasn't like
I
something
love
like
it.
that?
Well, I'm not in love with the person.
Okay,
but,
okay,
But
that's-
he
that's
is
the
my
difference.
friend. Like I've known him for years, over a decade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yes, if he needed anything, I'd be there for him. But
That's dope.
no, we have an understanding. This is just fun. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we have amazing sex. Like why would
Yeah.
you not want to come get some of
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and we can leave midday from our job and go do this thing, and and that's it.
And then go about life like
but
nothing
that's all
happened.
we're doing, and
Yeah.
that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I think more people are like that now, man.
Yeah.
Opposed to like 15 years ago, it was relationship. Now it's let's just hit it,
Yeah.
quit it, go about
I
our
have
business.
to say though, that's kind of sad though that relationships have
it's
died
very
out.
sad.
Yeah,
It's
that-
very
it is
sad.
Yeah, because nobody will ever ask me if I want pasta when I get home. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm gonna come F you and make sure
Yeah.
the Ring door camera's not on, and and then I'm leaving, and don't call me.
Yeah.
I'll call you.
But let me ask you this: would you want that? Would you want your person?
I don't know. I have to be honest. I don't know. I'm 31 years old.
Is it
And
because you've never experienced it?
I will tell you guys, and I
Mhm.
think I've said this before on the show. I've never been like in a
committed relationship.
Like I've never been somebody's boyfriend.
Yeah.
I've definitely talked to guys before. I've dated guys before, but it's never been like an exclusive. This is my boyfriend, so and so. Like I've never had that.
Yeah.
So because I got so sick of everybody's shit, I just was kind of like, and then I'm busy, bro. I'm very busy. This keeps me on my toes. You know, so. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, listen. Back to you because we're talking about sex and shit and being slutty. You know. 5 degrees. You're obviously a very successful businessman. You got the mansion and everything, but you still got the street smarts. You're still slutty. You know what I mean? You got the grills on. You're just regular. How do you balance between the two lives? Because I feel like there's sometimes you have to like go this way, and then sometimes you have to go this way to appease certain groups of people.
Man, that's a great question. I'll tell you what. Because I will tell you this, when I was in corporate America, I kind of felt like I was losing myself.
Okay.
And I'll be honest why. Like being a councilman, like I'm the first African American councilman on the city of Crescent. You know. Yeah. So,
you're a councilman now?
Well, I just quit in May.
You just quit.
But I was the first African American councilman in Crescent, Texas.
I can ask the question.
You can ask it. You can ask it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it was always this younger black guy with a group of older Caucasian people.
For sure.
So, you know, to fit in, you have to speak a certain way. Luckily, I already speak like this, you know. Right. You have to act a certain way. You have to laugh at these jokes. You have to listen to this music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, it got to a point where I'm like, man, fuck that. I have to be true to me.
For sure.
Because if you try to please everybody, you yourself will be unhappy.
That's it.
So now, like, it's like, man, I hate it. Like when I'll get inboxes, hey, you're a businessman. You're not supposed to do that. Man, I don't give a fuck what I do. Yeah, I'm me. I'm true to me.
That's it.
If I lost all my friends, all my followers, all my money tomorrow because I was being true to myself, I'm happy with that.
That's okay.
Because I'm being true to me.
You weren't a sellout.
Wasn't a sellout.
That's what I said. You know, I told you before the show. I was on several podcasts this year alone that got pulled.
Because you were being you.
But I was being me, but you know, I don't blame them because me being me comes with a price. And I have to say this. I'm not mad at any of them. There was at least 4 or 5.
Correct.
I'm not mad at any of them because they wanted me to come on there, go against the grain, and that's what I did. But even me being myself, I've had to deal with repercussions on this show from the things that I've said and how can you do that?
And you own this show.
This is my show. Yeah. And so with them, they weren't conditioned to that.
Correct.
They weren't conditioned to that amount of pushback. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And so it was like, hey, we took it down or whatever, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. You know.
I'll tell you what it is. Also, a lot of people are rooted in traditional values.
Yeah.
And I am as well to a degree. But the world has changed. Yeah. So much.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to me too, bro, like I've just been through so much in my life when it comes to my sexuality and the ridicule that I faced. I was on the radio for a long time and, oh, that guy sounds too gay. And
really?
Yeah.
You got that for real?
Yeah, just one time. But, you know, but behind her was that bitch that was like, oh my God, you sound fabulous. I love you. You know what I mean? And hey, how can he say
don't praise me in private. You know, I hate that. I hate that.
But after, you know, again, just for all intents and purposes, I'm not mad at anybody that had to pull their shows. Again, there was about 4 or 5 of them this year.
Man, can I be honest now? Like 10 years ago, this probably wouldn't fly, but the LGBT, the alphabet people, I'm just playing.
Because they're adding letters every year. I can't even keep up with you. I'm not going to lie.
It's more accepted now.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
I think if they would have tried that with you now, oh man, they're coming to, you know, raise hell.
For sure. But you know what? At the end of the day, and I was telling the producers, and the owner of the network messaged me when I won the award. And I just told him too. I was like, thank you for just letting me come on there and be my slutty self and on your network. You know what I mean? Like just thank you. I get to do this. But anyway, you know, so it's so funny that you say staying true to yourself. I knew a councilman that just was really trying to convince us that he was straight. And I was like, what are you doing? Are you gay? Like, you gay? You know, did you find that daunting, having to like just like mask your identity? You know what I mean?
For a while, yeah. Man, it's like it's almost like this. If you ever see the memes, like when the person's going to work, they got the trap music turned up all the way. Oh, yes. But then when they come home, they're like very professional.
Yeah, for sure.
It's almost like that, man. How I feel now is if you can't accept somebody for who they are, if you're asking them to change, then you don't really value that person for them.
For sure.
You know? So now it's, man, you get what you get.
That's it.
But a lot of people love it. They're like, man, before I met you, I thought you were like this. I thought you were that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were so down to earth. But that's who I am.
You are just regular.
Yeah.
It was just crazy to me because when I met you at the awards, bro, you were the photographer, and I was like, okay, he has the camera. I'm just going to be slutty. And that's it. And then when I added you on social media, and then somebody was like, you met that guy. And I was like, you know, what was that? But speaking of which, you're obviously a very big social media influencer. Okay, how did that all start for you? Like, how did it end up just turning? Because you'll post something and everybody just gravitates to it. Because while the stuff in the innuendo is just so grotesque, which I love it. You talked about getting your gooch licked. I was like, oh yeah.
Can we talk about that too later on?
Yes, you can. No, we can talk about it right now because you sleep as fuck. How did you just have that happen?
You said I'm sleep as fuck?
Yeah, you are, because down there is where it's all going on.
Man, it's crazy as hell. Look, I post this fucking this seafood platter, you know?
Yes.
And I show that I was at what was the name of it? It's the Crab Shack in Arlington.
Oh, okay.
So some girl, she hits me up. She's like, which locations you go to? I'm like, Arlington. She's like, I work there.
Oh.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
You smash?
I'm getting to it.
Okay. I'm
she's
jumping.
She's like, I work there. I'm like, well, shit, I didn't see you. She said, I was off that night. So I'm like, damn, if you work there, where do you live at?
Yeah.
I live in White Settlement, which is 28 minutes from me. Oh. So we chop it up for a little bit.
That's it.
Pull up on me. Man, shit, she
pulled up on her?
She pulled up on me.
Oh, to the mansion.
Yeah.
The gate code and everything.
I gave it a gate code slide.
I love this. Yes.
Slide in. She said, yeah, I'm 4'11". Woo, woo, woo. Oh, you petite. I like petite women. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So she pulls up on me, you know. She's sucking my shit, you know what I'm saying? Then she's slowly going down. I'm like, what this bitch supposed to do? You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
Then she started licking my shit. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
shit, I like that.
Isn't it great? I tell them all the time.
Yeah, but then look, this is what my guys say. So some people say, oh, that's so gay.
No, it's not.
It's a woman fucking licking on you. Some people have their sex has to be boring as fuck.
Ain't shit. I have the best advice. I always tell a woman they should eat their man's ass out. Absolutely.
They should do it.
Have you experienced that pleasure?
She didn't eat my ass.
It was just the gooch.
The gooch.
Yes.
But I think I'll probably be open to it.
You have to be. Let that bitch just put your legs behind your head one day and eat it like a pussy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
You want me to lay down like a sniper or what?
No,
what should I do?
listen, bitch, bro, just fucking lay there. Listen, these legs can go back. I just need a little bit of assistance, okay? Just fucking do it. I promise.
Man, it's like crazy. Like, I love the anatomy of a woman. Like, I love sex. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I hate when, man, like they've only done it like missionary. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm new to Gooch land, but like, man, we can get twisted up like a pretzel. Let me get you the side of the bed. Let's do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy when like they're like, this is my first time ever having an orgasm. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy to me. Yeah.
So did you start getting experimental with the sexual stuff after the marriage, or were you always this way?
I believe so. Yeah. Because I will credit her. She had amazing sex.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. And I think we got comfortable with each other. We're doing all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it did. But now once you meet these new women, they may not have had a lot of partners. They've only done it two ways.
That's it.
You know? Yeah. Like I remember when I met a woman, she's like, man, I don't do it from the back. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then once they do it, they're like, man, that's amazing. Yeah. Or like, man, look, here's free game, ladies. Get the rose, use the rose while he's hitting you from the back. Oh, wow. You're gonna bust everywhere.
Should I do that?
I would.
Should I do that too?
You got to get the Gluck 3000. Have you seen that?
No, I'm scared.
Man, I posted it one day. It's like, it spans like,
oh, wow.
Like, it's like the male version of a rose.
Oh,
so
okay.
If your partner's eating your ass, use your Gluck while he's eating you. I bet you'll bust like crazy.
Well, my guys don't like to eat my ass because they're at the stage where they're just like, oh, I want to try things out. Which I have to say, you know what I mean?
You're getting inexperienced people.
Well, with men. The men they've never been with other men, so they say. I'm not. Listen, I know I'm not fucking special, okay? but you know they listen. All I can say is that my shit is lit.
Man, you funny as hell.
Have you had a lot of guys hit on you?
Man, to be honest, I have.
Have you been with dudes?
No. I'm like strictly women.
You just like women.
Yeah.
So would you be open to a threesome with another man and a woman?
I don't think so, but I've had threesomes with women.
Just two women though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know, I think threesomes are overrated. Do you?
I've never, but I've always kind of wanted to.
You've never had a threesome.
I've never had a threesome. I have to say,
Andrew, look me in my eyes,
bro. I have
You've never had a
threesome. I've been wanting to try it, but I don't.
What are you waiting on?
I don't want no bitches in the room with me. This guy wants me to fuck him and his wife, and I'm
I think they call that a cuckold.
Well,
no.
Listen,
He's fucking too.
Bro, I am Gia, my OnlyFans model that was on this show, told me that I'm a gold star gay. I don't want no vagina anywhere near me.
So you don't like the anatomy of a woman. Why? Why?
Listen, women are beautiful. Boobs are awesome.
You don't like what a pussy looks like.
I just no. I'm like soft talking about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine? Like, y'all's pee-pee is a waste. Putting it in some chick's vagina.
Well, let me ask you. They always say, "Don't knock it till you try it." Why won't you try to?
Why don't you try having a man suck you off?
That's crazy that you hit me with it. Why
don't you, when you let me suck you off and then you tell me it's the best, then
you'll try a woman. You'll try a woman.
Then yes, I will go lick a bitch's pussy. But until I'm on my knees,
I'll be honest, like. I just enjoy eating the pussy. Like, I don't even know how to fuck. Let me just eat the pussy.
Where's this going, Alice?
Yeah, where's this going?
No. Listen, let me tell you something. Yeah. A lot of men have told me this, and I was with a guy who was bisexual. He said that, although he's mainly with men, he loves eating girls out.
Yeah.
There is nothing more, especially when they compare it to oysters. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? That's disgusting. But there's nothing, I'm telling you right now, there's nothing like a beautiful penis. Just,
you should put a poll on your Facebook.
Yeah, we should.
Vagina, penis.
Let's do it while this episode's out. We're gonna make a poll. We'll collaborate on Instagram. We'll put a poll. I'm telling you guys, penis is where it's at. Okay.
Hey, I'm telling you guys, vagina is where it's at.
I love him. And
you're funny as hell.
This is why I love this, because I get to have this show and people like you just let me do me, and I fuck with it. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you for being open.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, everybody knows these legs are open all the time. I don't fucking care anymore. Now, my dad, he'd be like, bro, why you gotta say all that shit?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When did you finally come out as I'm homosexual?
Okay, so then I want to get back to you.
Let me ask two follow-ups.
You ask me whatever you want. Go ahead.
Let me hear the answer to that first.
Okay, right now?
I
looked myself in the mirror when I was in 6th grade. 6th grade, I'll never forget. And I said, oh my God, you're gay. I don't know.
What the fuck? Is that really how it happened?
I knew that I was always attracted to the boys in my school when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I love gym time. You know what I mean? We had to change. Yeah. But and then obviously I grew up around Salvadorians, Puerto Ricans. I'm Puerto Rican, so okay.
Are you from Puerto Rico?
No, I'm from New York. Yeah, okay. I'm New Yorican is what we call it. And so I knew that, and then I came out to my parents, or I should say my mother. My dad's around too. They're together. But I came out to my mom on December 21st, 2021. I was 21 because the world was supposed to, not 21, 2012, because the world was supposed to end.
Was that Y2K?
The world was supposed to end. The comet was supposed to kill us.
Correct. The Mayans.
Yes. So they were supposed to kill us, and then they didn't fucking kill us. So I was like, oh shit. No,
so you thought the world was going to end, so you told your parents.
Now I'm gay, yes. And so, but then my mom told my dad, allegedly during a drunk fight. And then me and my dad never talked about it. But he watches this show.
So he's finding out more about you as he watches.
I'm not going to go talk to my dad about sucking dick. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Dad, I was with this guy yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't fucking want to hear that bullshit.
I hear you.
What was your second question?
I guess it's...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I have a close of group friends, like my best friend Jaime. I came out to them 3 years later.
3 years after
3 years after my parents, because they
honestly, you hadn't come out yet because the world did not know.
The world didn't know, but everybody knew. You know what I mean? Like that councilman I told you was gay. We all know you're fucking gay, bitch. Just but like my best friend, when I told him, because I was taking a guy to his wedding as a date and in Vegas, and you owe me money, but he was like, oh. We all knew. Like, we were making bets when you were going to come out. We would drink and talk about it. Like, we knew you were gay and we love you. And that's it. Like, nobody cared.
Nobody gave a fuck.
I was fortunate that nobody gave a fuck.
You were more worried about it than what the world was.
Yes, exactly.
And I guess you kind of answered my follow-up question. I was like, were you scared to let everybody know? You were. I was, only because, I was more scared to let my guy friends know, because I didn't want them to feel uncomfortable around me. Correct. Because they were, I have a brother who's in jail. He's been in jail for the last 7 years, and we just don't have a relationship. And so they fill that void, if you will, especially my best friend. So I didn't want them to
we don't want to hang out with you anymore. Like, get away from us. That's weird. We don't want to hear that shit. Obviously, I'm not going to my best friend Jaime and being like, "Hey, bro, like I slept with this nigga last night." You don't want to hear that bullshit. You know what I mean? But I think the problem with gay men and what they do with guys, like a lot of guys fuck with me. Like straight men, like love me, but I'm just official. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm not going up to all of them. You know, like, oh yeah, I just slept with this fine ass nigga.
But you know, that's what most straight men think.
Yeah,
it's nothing like that. I mean, like no lie, like I know like gay dudes that like if you look at them, they look like so fucking hard, like the most street dudes, but they like man.
That's it.
Yeah, like
those are my types.
It's just who they want to fuck.
I have to tell you, I don't fuck with gay guys. I don't fuck with gay guys.
The flamboyant people.
Yes, I don't have sex with a lot of them because they're just.
It's not your type.
I like me a nice man that's just like with fucking dirty fingernails. You know what I mean? That just got done building a fucking bench and shit.
Like, like me too. Like I like girly girls.
You like girly girls.
Like I don't like a Meg Thee Stallion. I don't want my woman being harder than me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I like girly girls.
That's it. Listen, oh my God, Warren, I hate that we're running out of time, but more about you. Okay, so the social media influence. How did that all start for you? I mean,
man, to be honest, I grew up. I've always been a popular person.
Yes,
and like everybody I meet, like we vibe. So that energy is going to continue because it's always positive vibes.
Yeah.
I never cross anybody. So if we had a relationship 10 years ago, you still gonna fuck with me now because it's always been genuine.
Yes.
So I think with that, just meeting different people, I travel a lot. And that just helped my social media grow.
I see.
You know? And then it's also like sometimes we're posting the stuff that people are thinking, but they're scared to say.
Absolutely.
Because they don't want somebody at their job. Well, you know, I pay me, so I don't give a fuck.
Okay,
you know, who's
going
to cancel me?
That's the show right here. I say what everybody wants to say.
Yeah. You'll be surprised how many people, man, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to post
about getting your Gucci licked and shit.
Man, you know, after I said that, so many dudes, that shit goes so hard, bro.
In the DMs, right?
Yeah. But you know what? They were nervous that people would look at them a certain way.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
You're just normalizing shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So Warren, what is it that you do? I mean, obviously you make funny things. You're a photographer. You know, I've seen some rapping and everything. What do you do that just lets you live this lavish lifestyle that we all wish for? You know what I mean? And everything.
Certainly. It's kind of like what we touched on earlier. Like those little things. You're like, well, what spearheaded the success? You know, as I accumulated, I've never had a pitfall. Like it's never gone away. I've never blown the money.
Okay.
So I'm always making investments to grow the pot. Because also, man, like I said, I went through a divorce. I'm a single father of 6 kids. So I have to make sure,
Bitch, you've been busy.
Been busy.
Oh, so I know he got that BBC.
Yeah. So it's more of, well, let me accumulate enough so we have generational wealth. You know what I mean?
See. Okay.
So like from the selling of, like I said, like I bought that first business that when I jumped out, I bought all those Eagle posters.
Yeah.
Well, I sold those for 2.4 and right before COVID hit, March 13th of 2020, I believe it was. Because I know it was a guy named Brian Robert, and we were having a conversation like that next week. He's like, Warren, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, shit, I don't know. I've never experienced COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's funny, like right before I sold it, him and I are at Fuzzy Tacos. We're talking.
And that's it.
And we're talking about COVID. And I'm like, man, we're both like, man, it's going to be nothing more than like the flu.
Yeah.
That's what we thought it would be.
For sure.
Little did we know, man, that next week, that's when Texas went on shutdown.
It was a pandemic.
Yeah. So that really gave me a large lump sum as well. Like one thing, like people, like I kind of explained the SBA process, but when it comes to selling a business, you can sell that business by a multiplier of 3 of the net income. And the net income is what you make after expenses. So let's say your business makes $200,000 and that's consistent for 3 years.
Yeah.
When you go to sell that business, at a minimum, you should sell that business at $600,000. It fluctuates a little bit per industry.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like, it's always a safe a safe process to buy an established business.
So you're like an investor.
Yeah.
You sell businesses.
Yeah. It's like one girl was asking me like, because I'm always doing what I want to.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just tell her everything. Like I don't even like speaking about myself.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, I'll do anything that will make a buck. Like I'll shovel shit.
Yeah.
If it's gonna pay right and it's gonna bring money for my children.
I see.
Like, I'm not
see.
above doing anything, you know?
I love that about you.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself in a situation with you being as open? I mean, where this podcast is about to come out, we're talking about Gooch's being licked and shit. Sucking dick. You know what I mean? Do you find yourself in a situation where maybe you're being judged? Like maybe, you know, like somebody might be disappointed in you? Because listen, I think that you've worked hard to solidify your name.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. This happened maybe 2 months ago.
Yes.
I bought a watch for $35,000.
Oh.
And like I posted, and I'm just posting rap lyrics, and I'm basically saying like, your man gets his watch from Wish, and like,
Wish.
This is and this is my watch type shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just playing. But people who don't know me, they don't know that I'm playing.
They think you're
it's why do you always, we know you got money, why you have to do this? Well, I've earned it.
Right,
you know,
right.
If I wanna, I can do this.
Yes,
so
for sure.
sometimes I do get judged, but I don't give a fuck.
You don't care.
Because they're gonna talk about you regardless.
Absolutely.
If I lose everything tomorrow, Warren broke, he's on his dick.
Yep.
If I'm making $2 billion tomorrow, Warren thinks he's better than everybody.
Right, okay.
So I just do me.
I agree with you 100%. I talk about that with my friends all the time. Absolutely. Listen, Warren, unfortunately, we are out of time, but there was something that you wanted to ask me right when we were taking the break, and I'm going to give you another question.
You're going to give me another question?
Yes. Well, you
Are
can
you
ask
to
me.
give you a question?
Yes, for sure.
Oh,
because I don't want this to go.
Pause. I was asking.
No, you don't have to pause shit. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying if we could continue just having a good conversation. if it didn't make the podcast, man, we could throw snippets on
about sex or just
any fucking thing, man. Because your conversation is so fucking dope.
Warren,
you know?
listen, I appreciate it. We would have 5 hours. We would have 5 hours.
Yeah, we would talk about No, we can go. We would talk forever. We would talk forever because one question would spin into another question.
But no, you can ask me one more question, then we're gonna end the show.
Should we ask some juicy shit or what?
Yeah, whatever you want. I'm here.
Let me see. Let me think about
whatever
this shit.
He wants. He doesn't understand that whatever he wants.
What is a fucking attention grabber?
Yes.
What do people want to know about Andrew? What is it? Yes. What is it? I don't fucking know. I could ask 10 million fucking questions. You know what I mean? So man, we'll just leave it at that.
Just slide in my DM. All right, and I'm gonna.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Being that you fuck with niggas, right?
Okay.
Not niggas. You don't get down with the brown. Right, That's what you said.
One day.
Have you ever messed with like a married man?
Oh. Yes.
All the time. And his wife doesn't know he's fucking around like that.
I don't know. That's not my business.
That's crazy as fuck.
That is not my business.
How the fuck would you know they're married?
They tell me.
That's crazy.
They tell me. And I used to think that it was deplorable. And I used to think that, oh my God, I don't want to be this way. And then it just happens so often. I was just like, this is what we're doing.
It happens often.
Oh.
It's a lot of fucking married motherfuckers out there. If you were to give a percentage,
let me tell you something. Oh, of the men I've been with,
like single versus married motherfuckers you fucking with.
Married, at least 80.
What the fuck?
But you know what? That's neither here nor there. I'm in it for the good time.
Yeah.
And that's all we doing. And I will say this, like,
what?
I used to think. It is deplorable. I'm not by any means necessary like glorifying it.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
But
you're like, it is what it is.
People, like, to me, I know that karma is gonna bite me in the ass one day.
You believe in karma?
Yes, and I believe that maybe that's why I'm not in a relationship, because I know that will happen to me one day.
You really think so? You think it'll come back and get you?
Absolutely. But
isn't it their choice to fuck with you?
But and that's the thing too. They know that I'm not gonna say shit. There's a reason why the slogan of the show is "Keep it between us."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what the men used to tell me all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, it's a selfish act, and I don't promote it by any means necessary. But I'm getting what I want out of it. And
that's selfish as fuck.
It's selfish as fuck. It's selfish as fuck. But I'm getting what I want. You're getting what you want. I don't want the drama.
You breaking up this happy home.
No, I'm not.
Selfish.
No, I'm not, because I'm never gonna call no bitch talking about her man was at my house.
Okay.
I am never gonna do that. I don't got the time.
Okay.
And I don't have the place. That is not my place. Bitch, he can come home to you all he wants. I wish you guys a successful, happy marriage.
Yeah.
That's not my business.
Yeah.
Warren, let me tell you something. And we really do have to wrap
it up. We'll wrap it up.
I have to tell you this. The foundation of the success of this podcast is me minding my own fucking business. I stay in my lane. I don't care what anybody. This is me right here. Whatever's going on out here has nothing to do with me. Same thing in my personal life. This is me right here. If you are in this crosshair, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on out here, I don't have shit to do with me. I don't care what's going on in your marriage. I don't care what's going on with the drama with anybody that's in my circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you come for this, we can get down.
That's some real shit. That's some real shit.
And that's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean?
You a real motherfucker.
100 all the time, and they know it whether they like it or not.
Can I tell the ladies?
Absolutely. Give a shout out.
So, ladies, if you're, how'd you say it? If you're in the crosshairs,
that's it.
I'm fucking with you.
That's
but
it.
if they're over here, I don't get. So if your baby daddy's over here, your boyfriend's, I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
So hit up BBC and I'm gonna fuck with you. All right.
Warren, thank you so much for a great
Thank you for having me.
Listen, I just have to tell you that, being from predominantly South Waco is what it sounded like, right?
Oh man, we bounced everywhere.
Okay, you're from Waco. You've been through the struggles that a lot of people go through in this life, and you've really worked hard to solidify a name for yourself. And you've remained humbled. And I hope that when people watch this episode, yes, we had a good time. Yes, we talked about side pieces and stuff like that. But I hope that when people watch this episode and they see you, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for everybody. Because specifically for you and I, it sounded like we were destined for failure. I have not gotten personal. I don't have the time to get personal right now. But we were both destined to not have the things that we have now. We worked hard for it. And everybody watching this, don't give up on your dreams.
Correct. Don't
give up on yourself. Don't let your circumstances define your future. And that's all we're doing. You know what I mean? And you can still be slutty and have a good old time.
Correct. I just like to say, man,
yes,
don't look at anything I do as boasting or bragging. Take me, for example, like I say, being born a black man in America, so many things are stacked against you already. If I could do it, I believe anybody could, So always keep that hope, man. There's always tomorrow, whatever you have your sights set on, you can accomplish those goals as long as you stick to that mission. Don't let anything deter you. You can accomplish anything.
I love it. I love it. And Warren's a living example of that, and so am I. And you know what? I'm going to come to your mansion one day. Please invite me. I'll come this weekend. I don't give a fuck. You know what? All next week, I still have a full-time job. I'm off. I'll come visit.
We're going to fucking New Orleans this weekend.
Oh,
we're getting lit.
Oh, you can come. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'll be in New Orleans with him, all right? Anika's been begging me to go, all right? Listen, God, Warren, thank you so much for coming down from the Fort Worth area to come be on The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you, and I wish you nothing less than more success in your life, okay? I'm coming to visit the mansion, and if I fuck in your hangar, let me do me. Let me do me. Just turn the cameras off. All right. You guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Public Affair. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow Warren on Instagram at
official_ATM Man Man. On Facebook, Warren BBC Mckamey. Follow me.
I know that one all too well, Don. Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. You guys, I just want to give a shout out to just a few more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair, because they don't stop. They all support me. I love it. Of course, the George Falcon and Edward Barragan with Montezuma Boxing. They're a boxing gym dedicated to train you to be a superb boxer. And of course, to get into shape, they offer walk-in workout classes at 7:30 p.m. And of course, you can sign up for their boxing classes. Never too late. Don't wait for your New Year's resolution. And to improve that hand-to-eye coordination and overall better physical condition, they're training champions at Montezuma Boxing. Darling, call the number on the screen and follow on Facebook at Montezuma Boxing. Edward Barragan, George Falcon. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Junior Fuentes, Thomas Roberts, and the entire family at J Puddle and Poke, which is sounding very dinnerish tonight because we're recording on dinner hours right now. They provide delicious, savory Japanese crepes and poke bowls. They also have handcrafted Thai rolled ice cream for dessert, darling. You choose from a menu item or create your own. Because like I like to do, bro. I like to be in control. Locations on University Park Drive and Hewitt Drive. You can order online at jpedaltx.com. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Via's Transportation LLC with Pelon Villa and Yasmin Landeros, darling. They provide power-only services locally and over the road at an affordable rate, I might add. Also move freight in a dry van such as box items, palleted materials, most retail dry goods, and so much more. They also provide hot shot services as well. That is a power couple right there. I love those two. They're independently owned. Make sure you call today for more information to VS Transportation LLC. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. Of course, the Pollo Box and Audio with Jeffrey Monreal. Home for all your LED needs and auto accessories, installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and absolutely much more. He put the tint in my car, the darkest tint that you can get. It's very side pieces right now. Don't ask what I was doing in that car.
5%?
Yes. Don't ask what I was doing in that car the other day. Your one-stop shop to get everything done in one roof. The Pollo Box and Audio. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, the Fat Boy Michelada y Botana with my boy Junior Banda, who provides the best micheladas and botana plates for yourself or for a party with a menu of a ton of different items, including botana balls, chamois, pickles, and more, locally operated. So make sure you get the best and not the rest, darling. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at Fat Boy Michelada y Botana and place your order now to my boy Junior Banda out there doing big things, and he's got exciting things on the way. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, I have to give an honorable mention to Orlando Beverly with A&K Express Inflatables. Side note, I told him I was going to do this ad if he called my friend Mauro Maldonado a silly buns, and he did. He did, and it was the best thing ever. You guys can hit up Orlando to provide bounce houses and more for your next party or event. They're locally owned. They're reliable and super affordable. Contact them on the screen. Orlando Beverly with A&K Express Inflatables. I told you I was going to do this for you, bro. And you know what, guys? If you need a bounce house for your next event or for your party, hit them up, and they got you. To Orlando Beverly, thank you so much for sponsoring. Or you know what? Just for sponsoring The Public Affair, supporting The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode with my boy ATM Man Man, aka Ward Mckamey. I've got more episodes of The Public Affair away. Yes, I'm a little bit tipsy right now, and he may or may not be showing me the BBC after this, but we're going to turn the cameras off, and don't forget, darling, to always keep it between us.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.